We switch part.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I hope you've got your broom. I hope you've got your broom on you because it's been two clean sweeps. It's been two clean sweeps by the SA teams. Chris, how are you?
Oh, I'm very well, very well. Like feeling fresh, feeling clean. We've been sweeping. So no, I'm good. How are you doing, Codes?
I'm good myself. Good myself. Lions wins back to back. It's always good to experience that. But let's start with the Bulls. Bulls
Yeah,
game. Bulls ran away with it. I think that's the best way to describe it.
yeah. I think. Look, for me, it's just the Bulls are they're just getting it done. And they have an interesting strategy in terms of the players that they're using, the rotation. So, man, you can just see they're moving into gear, and really they're making Loftus a very difficult place, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, not really much to say, except for I think important takeaways is Elric Lowe. He's moved up in that eighth man power
Yeah,
rankings.
yeah. No.
Evan Ruiz was there, but now it's like he's jumped above.
Hey, look, this guy is just showing that he's got more arrows, more strings to his bow. And look, what he's doing, just the way that he's playing, the physicality that he brings, the subtle skill as well that he's got in the mix there. Look, the future looks good, and look, my guy is Pepsi, but at this moment, let's be honest, Ulrich Loh is the one that's dominating, and his name definitely has to be in the mix, just from what he's delivered, he's a real one.
Yeah, it's Elric Lowe. Marcel Coetzee seems to have caught form. He's playing like the player that came from Ulster. Ruan Okia as well. He's also knocking on that door, especially if we're talking selections being more home-based. Yeah. Intercept try, he's just all over the pitch. Yeah, and you spoke about physicality. In the end, it was men versus little iguanas. It was men versus boys, man.
Yeah, and that's what the Bulls brought, and the other thing is just the linking up play. And we touched on it a couple of episodes back where about the tempo of the Bulls, and I think we saw it with that total rugby try that they scored, and it's really, you have to like what they're doing, and the thing about them is they just have this look of, they know what they need to do, they're putting in a shift, each and every player is putting in a shift, yes, fine, there's still some kinks, I think they line out, you mentioned it, they line out, all of a sudden, their line out is not functioning as well as it should be, their scrums
it's
are doing
better. It's Krobler's throwing is a bit, because when Bismarck is there, I mean, obviously you can't compare the two, the experience or whatever, but I mean, when he's the guy in that two position lineout seems to be a problem.
Yeah, and I think, look, maybe they're thinking, what they get from him on field, is enough. But when you get to the championship rounds, look, he's not going to be your guy that's going to start the game, or I don't know, even finish, because geez, lineout is crucial, and you saw like these teams, even the South African teams, if you give the guys an opportunity, a sniff, they're able to put you away. Our guys have just been just on another level the past 2 weekends.
Yeah, let's talk Lions Munster now. Same problem there with the lineouts, where if we talk, from the beginning, they showed the intensity, even though, I mean, they did leak early tries, but they showed that they were up for it. The only issue was they couldn't retain the ball, they couldn't steal the ball, and then they couldn't get territory. And eventually, when they got into a position where they did get territory, lineout wasn't functioning. So I think, I don't know what's going on. Lineout coaches in South Africa, if we're focusing on other parts of play, but I mean, eventually the Lions got it going. And one thing I must say is I was watching this with Irish commentary, and Mike, there was some lady the whole game just talking about how trash the Lions are.
Oh,
So
wow.
I felt a bit vindicated, especially the one comment she said they one, I think she said one Springbok on the bench, they're a low quality group of players.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Damn. Jeez. Okay. Yo. No. That's a dig. So I'm glad for the Lions. Never mind the naysayers. There's always going to be haters, hating on our brand. But I think the Lions, it looks like they're turning things around.
Yeah.
I think a big part of that win in that game was the attitude on defense. I noticed that it seemed like Currie was pitch side. He had the earpiece on.
Yeah, it was the water
so
boy.
He may have been, and I could hear, and I think they defended 20 phases and they didn't give away a penalty. So good discipline there, and that at that point, that defensive effort for me, that's where really the game turned around. Because yes, fine, they went down 21-10. Munster they were all over them. But purely based on attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think, in the first half, they looked like a better coached team, especially defensively.
Yeah.
But the more the game went on, Lions, they seem to be the first team to react to things. And that sort of spurred them on. They were putting more pressure. They were first to react. And like you said, it's an attitude thing.
Yeah. And with that, we got to credit the Chituka brothers. Yeah. I mean, the younger brother, Emmanuel, when he came on, he just brought that sauce, man. And, he got his brother going. His brother was having a decent game, but then he just lifted, and of course, you can't be big brother playing with little brother and you're not delivering the goods, he's going to hear about it over dinner, but it really galvanized them. And the changes in the pack, there's a lot of things that, okay, they got right and it's working for the Lions. It doesn't paper over, some of the cracks, in terms of personnel, because you look at a guy like Vince Chituka, the performances that he puts in, if you how do you let that guy go? You understand? That still, for me, is still going to be an issue, because look at what he can do, and if he goes, what are the chances are in a season or two his brother's is going to go, So
yeah,
I think at the moment the Lions are riding the wave, or they're looking like they're getting on a wave, and they need to, in my view, use this wave to try and, to go on a drive and get guys in,
Yeah, that's 100% correct. It seems like they I mean, even Q Horns come into the team at 15.
Yeah.
He looks like, a find. He's solved. I mean, Sonopul is on the bench now. Guys came in, Manny Raz came in, he put in a good performance. So Hendricks as well. Hendricks is playing more confident, especially on defense.
Yes, definitely. Look, I quite liked what those guys that you mentioned, they've come in, they've made an impact, they've made a difference. And it's almost as if, it's just, they made that decision. It's that decision that they made to say, listen, we do what I do, because they do what they do. You know what I mean? And that's jam, and that's what they were doing. And making an impact and really adding value to in every aspect of play whenever they touch the ball, or even defensively, like you mentioned. And that goes down to attitude. So look, with the younger guys that are coming through, some of them are paying off. With the Lions, yes, some of them are paying off. But the thing is that not all of them are going to pay off. So you need to have your sure bets,
Yeah, hopefully Lions, guys, sort yourselves out. We're moving along steadily.
It's okay.
We're moving along
turning the corner.
Yeah, Edward van der Merwe, a great try as well. I think that guy, he's
still
trying to get up. He's still trying to get up. Yeah.
No, that was explosive. Damn, that was explosive. That almost reminded me of like a schoolboy try. It's just too powerful, and it's just the timing of that. And look, that's a big play. It's a big play, and all he needs is 5 meters, big play, a crucial time in the game, Otherwise, if the Lions don't get that, it's very difficult to see how they find their way back into that game or hang on and stay in that game.
Yeah, big players make big plays. Edwin van der Merwe, shout out. Sharks versus Zebra. I don't know how you feel about this one, but I mean, it seems like the first half they couldn't get a proper hold of it. Maybe that is their biggest weakness as a team, is that they can't grab these games and take control.
Yeah. For me, I've got the Sharks, they laboring, but they're still winning,
Yeah.
And that can be a sign of a very good team where you're not at your best, but you're getting the results, and that's the one positive way that you can look at it. But there's still, for me, questions around the team cohesion, because it's really not there. And at some point, I think they need to find the team cohesion first before now they start trying to make all of those changes. Or it's easier to integrate guys into a settled setup as opposed to into chopping and changing to settle the setup. And yeah, that's for me the concern there, with the Sharks. But overall, they're heading in the right direction. It's some technical issues that they do need to fix. It's just, guys like Noche coming back. Noche has come back. He looks like a beast. You can see he's bulked up a little bit. Stronger carries. He's having that influence that, that made him, and yeah. But look, we're laboring, but we're going all right. We're going all right. The wheels just mustn't come off.
Got the job done. I mean, Fassi injured. That was, we'll see how bad that is. That's also something that, and I think Fassi as well, I think he's dropped down in the fullback rankings.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that up. As you were talking about him, I just thought I was having a conversation about this with my brother to say, I was like, okay, I can see why last year, end of year, the box, he didn't get selected, as much as I was calling and, saying, come on, give him a go, yes. But there's just something that's missing. That obviously the guys that are at the top job, and that's why they're at the top job, they see that and they obviously working on it. And yeah, rightly so, he has dropped down. Look, you always have that natural flair and instinct, especially on counter-attack. If you give him a gap, he's going to take it. But there's those crucial moments, crucial little areas, that creep in. He hasn't found that consistency, and decision making as well.
Yeah,
or option taking.
Another guy that hasn't really got it started in the way that you'd have liked to is Spoon Course. Rumors that he's leaving. Oh. Rumors that the Bulls are signing them checks.
Yeah. Look, if the rumors are to be believed, it makes sense for the Bulls,
Yes.
But to get a Springbok wing in there, but Madosh is one of a kind. He's a one of a kind winger. He's got the attributes.
That's why I feel that this could potentially take him to the next level, the way Madosh came to the Bulls and went to the next level.
Okay. All right, I see what you're saying. But look, could be. Can take him to the next level. But for the Bulls, Madosh would be a big loss, honestly, for me. Spoo is a good player. He's a good player. Yes, there's some aspects where they all work on, definitely,
Yeah.
But maybe you'll find, the old JP coach, is a JP boy as well. Maybe, he'll find his way again, and really, like you say, take his game to the next level.
Yeah, let's go next one. Stormers versus Cardiff. This one again, a battering, an absolute battering, but it was different in the way that I think that this game was very scrappy, and
Yeah,
just Stormers just have those strike plays. Their transition
yeah,
is just so good,
yeah,
where
yeah.
it's a turnover, it's a try, it's a set piece that doesn't go perfectly, but it's a try. It's
Mm.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, like you say, there's a strike players, strike runners, and strike plays. I mean, how good. I think even early days we spoke about Willemse playing at 12 and with the future possibly at 12, and he's starting to see that. And how good has he been at 12? How good has Libok been? How good has Galant been? You know,
Gelant
uh,
is clear of us. Gelant is clear of
yeah,
us. There's
is on
moments.
another level.
There's moments in this game where I think it was for two. I mean, even the three tries. You think of it, the one time players going this way, he just decides, no, we're going that way now.
Yeah.
And that's when they got it to Zas. Zas as well playing well.
Hey,
We've been critics of Leolas and Zas, but
no,
Zas,
but
he went to the river. He went to the river. He cleansed himself. He's come back a new man. I don't know what goats he slaughtered, but Leon and Zas is just playing, man.
Yeah, no, he is. He is. For me, the one thing I can say about the Stormers backline, the weak link is at 9. I'm sorry, but look, maybe wrong, but fact of the matter is, let's look at Herschel Yankees as a 9. He's a box scrum off, and the way he came onto the scene, he was explosive, and he came onto the scene at a time where SA Rugby was just coming out of the doldrums, so it was like the next shining gem. But let's be honest, you're gonna put him up against Anton Dupont. Anton Dupont takes him to the slaughterhouse. He really does. So for me, there's at 9, just sometimes it's decision making. And sometimes he actually kills the progress of the team. Just from the options that he takes. And I'm not saying he's a bad player at all, no, but the 9, the Stormers need to make a plan there at 9. I mean, even the other guy that they had, can't remember his name, but they've got him. He's there in the Currie Cup as well. No, they have issues.
They don't have scrum halves, man. They don't have scrum.
They
halves.
don't.
They don't. They need to go fishing for Nohamba. That's the thing.
Look, maybe that's the solution. Because let's be honest. You could Nohamba benefit of actually being at a franchise like the Stormers, and the way that the Stormers play, especially the transition. Possibly, the Sharks, yes, they can play that attacking brand, but they're a bit more tighter, in terms of, their structure. So, yeah, but nonetheless, like you say, the Stormers, they transition, but it's just those players, it's those guys that make it happen. Yes, and then you've got your Evan Russes as well, who knows
Evan
how to punch a hole.
Straight through. And at that
knows
moment,
how to take the line.
Yeah, at that moment, this is where I was like, Cardiff are on the ropes here. This is when the towel must be thrown in. This is they were done at that point. I think those guys were wasted. The energy was gone. They were finished. And the thing is, it came at the 60-minute mark. I think from 60 minutes to about even before the 70th minute, they scored something like 3 tries.
Yeah. And then they got their bonus point, and for me, it's just like how the Stormers team have grown, I really, it's more, for me, it just seems more that the self-belief of the players is there, and they've been the more successful sort of South African team so far, in URC, or they started the trend, by getting the win. And
Cardiff said they're on another level.
Yeah, so I mean, they're growing. They really are growing as a team, and credit again, we've lambasted their coaching, the management, and they seem to now have turned the ship around, and it's good. And it's good for our teams, so far, so good. But the job's not done yet, The jobs need to get the feather dusters out now,
Yeah, I really believe that the main thing here is they found their identity. They found what type of team that they are, and they found, okay, this is how we're going to finish them. This is how we're going to be clinical. And I think a lot of it is down to when they started playing Lubbock at 10. But I mean, I don't know. That's just for me.
But I mean, look at it. You can't exactly pinpoint where that turnaround came, because he's a guy that likes to attack. He's, he can kick, yes, left and right. You've got Willemse as well who can take pressure. The thing is, it's that core access of sort of first receiver decision makers that are there all the time. So if Lebok is not there, it's Willemse that takes up. And Gelant just likes getting in there. He wants to get his hands on the ball. He's almost never out the game. And that was the opposite. For example, if you had Willemse at 15, sometimes you'd sort of wouldn't be as engaged. But now at 12,
at 12, it's forcing him to be there.
Yeah, he's more engaged, So there's those key decision makers that can, see what's going on and say, okay, let's kick. Because, I mean, you saw it with Willemse, that one try. I think it was him that switched the play. Yeah, he got the ball. Again, Yankees went wrong way. You went the wrong side, and Willemse was pointing that side, and Yankees went to him, and Willemse had to send it to Gelant. And, look at the magic of the man. You got that chip. You got that chip, and then the rest is history. But it's just those decision makers that are there that can steer the ship because they know how they want to. Like you say, they've got that identity. They know who the captains or lieutenants are that are running the ship.
Yeah,
and
those guys are.
Dion Ferree, he's a pest.
Yeah, no, that guy, he fights. That's the type of guy you want in a bar fight. That he's hard as nails. But yeah, let's talk Western Province now. Western Province Currie Cup versus Pumas. Strong team, strong-ish team, I think, in terms of Xaba, Volata, Angelo David, Sergio, and Rickers on the bench.
Hey, that guy's dangerous.
Yeah, no, Angelo David.
He's awake now. He's awake now.
Yeah, no.
It's not cold in South Africa.
Yeah, he's turned things on. Puma's team, usual suspects. I think the only interesting thing is their bench is stronger. They've got Mpofu, Klepu, and Williams on the bench. So I think they're going to inject some fire late. I think that's the plan, that they're going to inject some fire late in that game. So I'm actually going to go Pumas in this one. I think that the way that they've strategized and they've loaded that bench, I think they're going to come out on top. I mean, Western Province is just Rickers on the bench, really.
Yeah. But look, Western Province, they didn't have such a bad game last time out against the Cheetahs. It was a contest right through, and they were, as they've been, the past couple of seasons, always been in the fight, I think with the selection that they have, the Pumas, I think Nana Xaba is he's another guy that's just getting his head stuck in there, Kate Volata, I think as well, he's a big match player, and they're at home, and I think the momentum that the URC team is gaining, and with the opportunities. I mean, Angela Davids came down from URC, and rightly so, because he didn't have such a great game, the last game on tour, so the guys in the Currie Cup, they'll be looking to say, okay, there's a chance there, and they definitely want to try break into the 23. So, this time around, I'm not with you. I'm not with you. I'm gonna go Western Province to take this one.
All right, next one we've got Sharks versus Cheetahs. Sharks team, they've got Ward as well. Hamba on the bench.
Yeah, look,
strong enough, but I mean, Cheetahs again, it's the usual suspects for them, and it's even stronger.
yeah, that's the thing, is that you look at this Sharks team. Okay, yeah, they, like you say, strong enough, but the quality that the Cheetahs on, the run that the Cheetahs on, you know, the vibe that they seem to have, you know, and the ability to take games away, you know, even if the scoreboard doesn't really reflect that, but you get that sense, you know. It's gonna be a tough one for my boys. I'm not gonna lie, you know, and yeah, it is going to be a tough one, honestly speaking. And the Cheetahs have been, you know, historically in the Currie Cup a bogey team for the Sharks, so I can see the Cheetahs winning this one. But again, the Sharks will be licking the wounds after the Bulls game, you know. So yeah, I'll still back my boys. It's going to be a tough one, but I'll back my boys to sneak.
There's no way.
Sneak. They're going to Joncha this one. Because, look, and I understand where you're coming from, because Bonella, I don't feel like he's settled yet, you know, in that Shark setup. Yeah. I would have kept Jordan Shite at 10. You know, he didn't have such a bad game against the Bulls. You know, I think he's a big boy. He'd be able to handle what the Cheetahs would throw at him, you know, down that channel. I don't see Bonella standing up to the Free State beef that's going to be coming down this channel. It's going to be a long. That's why I'm saying that, you know, possibly we can sneak it, you know. But I'm backing my boys. But hey, Wunzima, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going Cheetahs. This one, I need to even check the betting odds on this one. I'm going to make some money off your boys. Make some money.
Yeah, that's my heart, man. That's my heart.
It's my pocket. That is more important right now. But yeah, Bulls versus Lions. Like you said, Loftus is becoming a place you don't want to visit. Less strong team, but they're at home, and it's the Lions Currie Cup team, so they should win. The Lions, the only thing really is my lock pairing is playing again, and they seem to have found a fly half, but other than that, and I really feel for the Currie Cup coach, because, you know, the guy he can only work with what he's been given. And I mean, if you see the guys, he's probably under pressure, because you see some of these varsity teams like the Viz team, it's a well-coached team, you know. So coaches now, it seems like coaches from there are sort of being seen as replacements, if they are going to be replacements further up compared to him.
Yeah. Look, you'd have to wonder how long before they deem that the coach would need somebody to hold his hand. But that's what it will be. That's what it will be. So I completely understand where you're coming from, you know. But it is tough for him. But as well, look, at the end of the day, it's a results business, and yes, we must give him a bit of time, because there is something there in the youngsters that are coming to his hands. He's worked with these guys before. I think together they haven't really found their footing, you know, sort of in top flight, as much as it's Currie Cup, but in top flight, you know, as, you know, coach, captain, playing group, and as a unit. It's gonna look, they're in danger of relegation, you know, so they need to do something, and something they must do tomorrow is they need to upset the Bulls, you know, because the Bulls as well, they've made changes. This is a strong team, but some of the guys are like almost sort of unknown quantities as such, you know, even though they've got the quality on the bench, and when they stay in James Verity and those guys. So yeah, look, the Lions.
They've got that guy up and down between Kimberley. He's frequent flyer miles, or is it frequent bus miles? I don't know if there's an airport there, but they've got the man up and down.
Yeah, but man, look, the Lions, they need to do something. They need to try and do what the URC team did, you know, attitude. Because that's the thing, if they can get their attitude right defensively, especially defensively, and really sort of hang in there. Post-match, the URC coach said it, you know, became a street fight. If that's what they must do, then the union must street fight, in order to get the result, then that's the doggedness that they need to show, because then they can pull the Bulls away from sort of the power game that they want to play. They need to try and hold on to the ball, and apply pressure with ball in hand. I think the Lions, that's the Lions. The Lions are strong with ball in hand, and they can put any team under pressure. And these youngsters, they've shown they have the ability. They just haven't consistently been able to do it phase after phase in the game and in the right areas.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Any closing remarks, Chris?
Oh no, look, it's a clean sweep so far. They got to keep it going. Two more blocks of games, and yeah, well, and shout out to Le Bleu. 2023 World Cup is going to be tough. It's going to be tough if rugby's going the way that it's going now. Italy getting a win over Wales, guys are going to be competitive. Look, I think we're getting closer and closer, so we must keep an eye on, So, yeah.
Yeah, Dummy Switch Pod. Thanks for watching, guys.